It's 3 p.m. and time for the Daily Community Briefing. Team coverage of the latest local news important to you. Now let's head to the Wallingford Broadcasting Studios for the Daily Community Briefing.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Daily Community Briefing on WBON-TV. I'm Gwendolyn Morton. The Daily Community Briefing is brought to you by Bishop's Small Engine Repair, Affordable Heating and Air, Mountain Adventures, Bluegrass Marble and Granite of Richmond, Davis and Powell Funeral Home in Berea, and Always Growing Children's Resale Store in Berea. Well, despite the recent rain and floodings, the warmer temperatures combined with wind now present a fire danger to the area. Tuesday, the Kentucky Division of Forestry asked people to avoid outside burning until the area receives significant precipitation. According to state officials, there have been at least 60 fires since March 4th of this year. The Division of Forestry says many of the fires that have already burned were the result of careless burning of debris. Well, Kentucky 1571, that's Millers Creek Road in Estill County, is still closed due to damage from high water. The road will remain closed once the water recedes to allow CSX Transportation and R.J. Corman Railroad to make repairs to the railroad tracks that run parallel to the highway. Mudslides triggered by recent heavy rains caused floods. Recent flooding in the Upper Kentucky River Valley pushed the railroad tracks onto the Kentucky Highway. The railroad line has not been actively used in several years, but CSX has been using the rail line as storage for unused rail cars. The slide overturned and derailed several of the parked cars that affected area roughly between mile markers 1 and 2, or between Mount Scratcham Road and Broadus Crossing Road. This is the segment of Kentucky 1571 that is tightly wedged between the railroad tracks and the river. No marked detour will be posted, but drivers can use Kentucky 52 to access Tipton Ridge as a detour route. This impacts travel between Beattyville and Irvin. Well, a Pulaski County woman that appeared intoxicated to police led officers to a significant drug bust. When Pulaski County officers pulled over the vehicle that the woman got into, they discovered a stash of drugs that reportedly belonged to a passenger in the vehicle. The passenger was identified as 40-year-old Eric Roger Foster of Winding Ridge in Somerset. Foster was charged with trafficking in heroin and methamphetamine, as well as possession of marijuana and paraphernalia. The Richmond Police Department will be conducting traffic safety checkpoints throughout March and April of 2021. The checkpoints will be at designated locations where statistics have shown a high number of vehicle crashes. Traffic safety checkpoints are a valuable tool used to enhance safety of the highway. During the checkpoints, officers will be enforcing traffic laws to reduce impaired driving and motor vehicle collisions. The approved locations will be the Eastern Bypass, which is Kentucky 876, the Robert R. Martin Bypass, which is US 25, Main Street, or also known as Daniel Ellis Memorial Highway, Lexington Road, known as US 25, Lancaster Road, Kentucky 52, and also Barnes Mill Road. More Kentucky transportation news. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet advises motorists that this advisory serves as an update for electrical work in District 7. The operations include changing halogen bulbs to efficient LED bulbs, conventional lighting. In addition, high mast lighting will be in effect for some areas. High mast lighting is described as a tall pole with lighting attached to the top pointing towards the ground. It is usually, but not always, used to light a highway or recreational field, sites that require lighting over a large area. The temporary partial ramp, single lane, and or shoulder closures could be in place for work to be completed in areas. A through lane will remain open at all times for the traveling public to utilize. Tuesday, March 9th through Tuesday, March 11th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. Note all of the sites have temporary lane closures in the median. Fayette County Interstate 75 at Man-O-War, exit 108, shoulder closures. Partial exit ramp closures, Interstate 75 at Clays Ferry, exit 99, mobile operations on shoulder, partial ramp closures. Madison County Interstate 75 at US 25, exit 97, stationary single lane closures, partial exit ramp closures. All work and closures are subject to change depending on weather, emergencies and other factors beyond the control of the Highway Department. Keep in mind, as limbs and downed trees remain in roadways, both the City of Richmond and Madison County government are working to clear these branches. Madison County government announced the County Road Department will be launching a winter storm debris removal program. The program will be part of the reimbursable event in coordination with Federal Emergency Management Agency as a response to the emergency declaration declared by Judge Executive Reagan Taylor with last month's ice storm. Pickup opportunities will be taken until April 15, 2021, either via the county's website at www.madisoncountyky.us or by contacting the Road Department's Solid Waste Division, and that is 859-624-4709. Meanwhile, City Manager Rob Minard said that within the city limits, 4 crews are working to pick up debris. With that, we're going to go to our first break of the day. We'll be right back with more breaking news here on WBON TV.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Mountain Adventures is a new, unique store open in Irvin. They have both fruits and vegetables from local farmers and from farmers around the state. Stop in and see their huge selection of bananas, oranges, watermelons, plus potatoes, corn, green beans, and so much more. Mountain Adventures has also teamed up with 2 Farms Meat to offer Estill Countyans a place to get your meats and all the other fixings, plus jams, jellies, and they also offer gift baskets. At Mountain Adventures, located at 70 River Drive in Irvin, or like them on Facebook.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Talk to State Farm agent Jerry Goebel today.
Donate or shop at the new location for the Habitat Restore in Madison County. The proceeds from the Habitat Restore go towards helping build a home for someone in need. Shop, donate, or volunteer at the new location for the Habitat Restore in the old CVS Pharmacy building on Main Street in Richmond.
Affordable Service Solutions is the heating and air company you want to call when you want the work done right the first time for an affordable price. That's Affordable Service Solutions. Call Brian at 779-0122 for all your heating and cooling needs, plus Tempstar units at an affordable price. That number again is 779-0122. And remember, Affordable Service Solutions is your local Tempstar dealer.
When I started to experience the world from practicing law, it showed me that there's a lot of injustice that can be corrected. We're called personal injury attorneys, but I'm not there for the injury, I'm there for the recovery. And that's what we try to do. We try to help people recover after they've been hurt. If the big firms are gonna drop you as soon as your claim entails some kind of work, some kind of additional effort, why not just come to someone who's gonna put the work in the first place?
Sticks and Stones Landscape Supply is your outlet for bulk landscaping materials. They have served the community with their huge selection of decorative gravels and bulk mulch for over 16 years. Announcing new for 2021, Sticks and Stones Landscape Supply is offering trees and shrubs. They serve landscapers, business owners, and homeowners alike. Add a landscape bed or spruce up your garden with plants and ground covers from Sticks and Stones Landscape Supply. Minutes from Richmond, just off exit 76 in Berea. 102 Spring Circle Drive, 986-2985.
Welcome back to the Daily Community Briefing on WBON. I'm Gwendolyn Morton. The WBON TV Daily Briefing is brought to you by Bishop's Small Engine Repair. Get your power equipment ready for spring at Bishop's Small Engine Repair. Let Bishop's service your mower North Estill Avenue in Richmond. Affordable heating and air for all your heating and air needs. Call Brian with Affordable Heating and Air Conditioning at 859-779-0122. And Mountain Adventures. Get everything you need for your next family meal at Mountain Adventures. They've got all the fruits, vegetables, and locally produced meals located at 70 River Drive in Irvine. Thanks to those sponsors. Well, we had a mess on the interstate. A semi hauling chickens in Lexington apparently misjudged an overpass and tried to drive through with a trailer that was just too high. The result was the trailer lost its load of chickens on North Broadway and New Circle Road. The accident brought traffic to a standstill Tuesday as first responders had to corral all those chickens. Baptist Health Richmond was recently awarded a $350,000 grant to help combat substance abuse and mental health disorders. To get more information on this grant, which was provided by Kentucky Opioid Response Effort, WBON TV's Marissa Himble spoke with Baptist Health and CORE officials via Zoom.
So obviously the drug epidemic has not stopped during the pandemic. Actually, with what I've heard from, at least here in Madison County, it's gotten worse. It's been exacerbated because people don't have access to care. So luckily, Baptist Health just got a pretty sizable grant to help combat opioid use disorder and allow treatment for people. So this was obviously a lot of moving parts, a lot of players involved. Do you care to explain how this grant came to be?
Baptist Health was so fortunate to establish this wonderful partnership with CORE. In response to the needs of our community. As you had mentioned, we and Dr. Brenzel will mention, we've done a lot of work in the years past, but with the pandemic, the onset of the pandemic, then we have seen, and especially in Madison County, an uptick in substance use and overdose. And so we knew we needed to do something to address this health issue. Not just a behavioral health issue, but our health issue here in Madison County. And so we fortunately have developed this great partnership with CORE and have this opportunity now to develop robust services to meet the needs of the community and address some of the barriers that have been created in light of the pandemic.
Well, let's talk about CORE, if we can get a description exactly what that group and grant is.
One of the things that we've been fortunate enough is that there have been federal resources directed to address the opiate use disorder crisis. And we've helped coordinate those. And those dollars are to provide increased access all the way from prevention to harm reduction. And this specific grant is aimed at increasing access to evidence-based treatment. And we're just very gratified that Baptist Health Richmond applied for these funds because they had recognized the needs of the community. And it's, as you mentioned, it is a community where we have seen high rates of overdose deaths, high rates of medical complications. And so this was an area where we needed additional services, and Baptist is stepping up. They had a team in place. They have individuals with passion to address this. And so what I think we're excited is that they applied. Their grant was scored very highly because they are using evidence-based interventions, and they're planning a no wrong door policy where wherever they interface with folks within their system, they'll be able to meet their needs. They'll be able to get them connected into treatment, begin people's journey to recovery right then and there, particularly in the emergency department.
Now, it wasn't just the Baptist Health Richmond. Other hospitals were awarded this grant as well, correct?
We did have multiple other projects awarded across Kentucky in this round, and we now support over 120 different projects around Kentucky. As I mentioned, all the way from prevention to harm reduction. And But this was around where I think there were 8 or 10 additional projects funded. And because Baptist Health had all the pieces in place, this project was a natural fit and also an area with great need.
Now, how will this money be allocated? What kinds of things will we be seeing after this grant?
What we'd like to do with this opportunity is we would like to develop 24/7 access to care throughout different modalities of the system. So whether that be folks coming in through our primary care office, folks coming in through our behavioral health clinic, or folks coming in urgent need through the emergency department, will have access to a warm handoff, a clinician there to coordinate their care and direct them in a warm way to the right appropriate level of care. We also are going to develop out training for further evidence-based practices for our clinicians to give evidence-based treatment. We'd also like to develop more access to medication assisted treatment and different levels of care, as well as provide some support to address needs and barriers to accessing care. For example, like transportation. We serve a very rural area, so we want folks that don't have some foundational needs or access to those needs. We want to eliminate those barriers and welcome them in the door and get them connected to care. If anyone wants more information in particular about this opportunity provided and partnered by CORE with us, you can reach us at our behavioral health clinic. Our specialty clinic itself can be reached at 859-544-8171. And then if anyone is in need of emergent support, as Dr. Brenzel mentioned, we do have folks readily available through our emergency department 24/7.
In particular, I can speak to the medication assisted therapy. There are clinics that do that service perhaps in not a very personalized way. Our goal is to look at each individual and to look at their story and how we can best help them. So it's not, the goal is not to just get people through, give them medicine and see you later. Unless you help them sort through those reasons and process them and hopefully let them go, it's going to be a constant problem. And that is our goal, very personalized, go to where the patient is. What can we do to help them, not make them feel like a drug addict, but make them feel like a human being that has a problem that they need help for.
Thanks, Marissa, for that report. Eastern Kentucky University men's basketball head coach A.W. Hamilton has been named as a finalist for the CollegeInsider.com Hugh Durham Award. The Hugh Durham National College of the Year Award is presented annually to the top Division I mid-major coach in college basketball. EKU ranked in the top 25 nationally in 10 categories this season, including scoring, steals per game, three-pointers per game, total assists, turnover margin, and turnovers forced. The receipt of the 2021 Hugh Durham Award will be announced on April the 1st. The Hugh Durham Award is named after a coach who built a winning program at 3 different universities in 8 seasons as the head coach of Jacksonville University. Durham became the Dolphins' all-time winningest Division I coach with 106 wins, making him the only coach in the NCAA history to be the winningest coach percentage or wins at 3 different Division I schools. Well, White House Clinics has a big announcement. The McKee and Mount Vernon locations are now offering COVID-19 vaccines to patients and community members in Phase 1A, 1B, and 1C. Phase 1, long-term care facilities, assisted living facilities, and healthcare personnel. Phase 1B, anyone age 70 or older, first responders, Kentucky K-12 school personnel, and Kentucky child care workers. And Phase 1C, anyone 60 or older, anyone age 18 or older with CDC highest risk C19 risk conditions, and all essential workers. You can call 1-855-WHAPPTS to register or visit www.whitehouseclinics.com. Well, that is time for our second break of the afternoon. We'll be right back with all the COVID numbers from around the state with WBON-TV. I'm Gwendolyn Morton.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Mountain Adventures is a new, unique store open in Irvin. They have both fruits and vegetables from local farmers and from farmers around the state. Stop in and see their huge selection of bananas, oranges, watermelons, plus potatoes, corn, green beans, and so much more. Mountain Adventures has also teamed up with Two Farms Meat to offer Estill Countyans a place to get your meats and all the other fixings, plus jams, jellies, and they also offer gift baskets. At Mountain Adventures, located at 70 River Drive in Irvin, or like them on Facebook.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries. And home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save.
Talk to State Farm agent Jerry Goebel today.
Donate or shop at the new location for the Habitat Restore in Madison County. The proceeds from the Habitat Restore go towards helping build a home for someone in need. Shop, donate, or volunteer at the new location for the Habitat Restore in the old CVS Pharmacy building on Main Street in Richmond.
Affordable Service Solutions is the heating and air company you want to call when you want the work done right the first time for an affordable price. That's Affordable Service Solutions. Call Brian at 779-0122 for all your heating and cooling needs, plus Tempstar units at an affordable price. That number again is 779-0122. And remember, Affordable Service Solutions is your local Tempstar dealer.
When I started to experience the world from practicing law, it showed me that there's a lot of injustice that can be corrected. We're called personal injury attorneys, but I'm not there for the injury, I'm there for the recovery. And that's what we try to do. We try to help people recover after they've been hurt. If the big firms are gonna drop you as soon as your claim entails some kind of work, some kind of additional effort, why not just come to someone who's gonna put the work in the first place?
Sticks and Stones Landscape Supply is your outlet for bulk landscaping materials. They have served the community with their huge selection of decorative gravels and bulk mulch for over 16 years. Announcing new for 2021, Sticks and Stones Landscape Supply is offering trees and shrubs. They serve landscapers, business owners, and homeowners alike. Add a landscape bed or spruce up your garden with plants and ground covers from Sticks and Stones Landscape Supply. Minutes from Richmond, just off exit 76 in Berea. 102 Spring Circle Drive, 986-2985.
Welcome back to the Daily Community Briefing on WBON TV. The Daily Community Briefing is brought to you by Bluegrass Marble and Granite of Richmond at 635 and a half Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Bluegrass Marble and Granite can take care of all your remodels or fabrication needs. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea has the best aftercare in the business. When every detail counts, remember Davis & Powell Funeral Home. Always growing children's resale store in Berea, just down from Berea Ace Hardware in the Strip Mall. Every Tuesday and Thursday, they buy your children's gently worn clothing. And with that, we're going to go right on into Ron's daily report with the governor.
It's hard to find anything good about the coronavirus except this: the number of new cases continue to decline.
Today, we're announcing 880 new cases of COVID-19. That's one of the lowest Tuesdays in months. Today, our positivity rate has now dropped to 3.94%, the lowest since September 21st. We currently have 551 Kentuckians in the hospital due to COVID, 147 in the ICU, and 81 currently on a ventilator. Now, we did have 21 deaths that we're announcing today, far more than we'd like, and certainly more than we had yesterday. Only 2 individuals on today's list were in long-term care, again showing the power and the effectiveness of vaccines, and that ought to encourage everybody to get out and get their shot of hope. Long-term care facilities, 5 new residents testing positive, 10 new staff, 1 new death attributable to long-term care. These numbers are just so much lower than we are used to. That's a good sign.
That's Governor Andy Beshear from the Channel 9 Newsroom. I'm Ron Likens.
Thanks, Ron, for that report. We got a couple of questions. How do these vaccines work? Medical researchers are currently developing potential vaccines for COVID-19 using a variety of germ-fighting strategies. All these vaccines have one thing in common. They're designed to jumpstart the body's immunological response by introducing harmless variants of the SARS-CoV-2 virus in order to build immunity against COVID-19. White blood cells are the foot soldiers of the human immune response. There are 3 main types of white blood cells: macrophages, which swallow up germs and deadly cells; B lymphocytes, which manufacture antibodies to attack active pathogens; and T lymphocytes, which focus on human cells already harboring infections. Though effective against many types of disease, white blood cells require time to mount a successful defense against invading pathogens. The great advantage to vaccination is that it helps prepare your body's immune response without you getting ill. If you do eventually become infected, your body's defense swing into action much faster, limiting your symptoms and speeding up your recovery. With that, we're going to go right into the daily incidence rate for today, and we're going to look back a little bit on what we saw yesterday. Yesterday, we had 1 county in the green. Unfortunately, that county is back up into the yellow today, but they're still just at 1.3, so that's a good number. But we do actually still have a county in the green. Elliott County did go green in the last 24 hours. Yesterday, Elliott was at 1.9, and today they are in the green, which is 0. Let's see, Madison County, today we are 14.1. That is orange. That is up just a little bit from yesterday. And around us, we have Garrett, Jessamine, Fayette, Clark, and Rockcastle. Those are all orange counties. We have Estill and Jackson are actually in the yellow today. We are standing at 60 orange counties today, 13 in the red, 1 green, and 46 yellow. In comparison to yesterday, we had 15 counties in the red yesterday. Today, we are down to 13. We got a bunch of yellow counties over in the western part of the state, which it seems like a lot of the time they have handled these incidence rates a little bit better. They've stayed a little bit lower than the other areas. Typically very red is the eastern part of the state, and they've leveled out a little bit. Pike stays yellow. Floyd goes back down. Pike is orange, and Floyd goes down to yellow today. So those are good results across the eastern and western part of the state. Actually, the whole state is looking much better now. Madison County numbers for today: 14 new cases in Madison County with 140 active cases. And again, the daily incidence rate in Madison County, 14.1. Madison County numbers going down there again. Are you feeling sick? Well, we've got lots of places that you can go and get a test. Today is Wednesday. You can go to Berea, the Berea Municipal Garage. You can go from 9 to 5:30, so until 5:30 this afternoon. You can also go to Big Hill Christian Church. And again, that's until 5:30 this afternoon. Can't make it today, that's okay. You got lots of places tomorrow as well. McKee, White House Clinic, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. tomorrow. Richmond, Big Hill Christian Church, again, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Mount Vernon, White House Clinic, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Friday, we have Richmond, Big Hill Christian Church, Lancaster, Garrett County, and Richmond on Saturday. Well, that's it for today's daily community briefing. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back here tomorrow at 3 o'clock on WBON TV.